go back to the front, because now we got Vessel and we got Minna once again in the front row looking to try and get the jump. Remember, both cars failed to get off the line and got swamped by the field. And it comes down to this. Will they be able to do it? We have got a backdraft that is lined up next to a BMW. I mean, that is two big monsters in the front. The question is, can they keep ahead with Tony Sasbo lurking around just a little bit back?
Oh, let's have a look and see how Mostert manages to get off the line there. He's got a clearer start than he had in the previous race. He's definitely going to love this. And we have not too long to go now as our Silver Cup cars get ready to go. 30-second board just went up.
Into first gear, hold the clutch, 5 seconds, and this is where you start to get the shake. You watch the lights, you pick the revs up, drop the clutch and go, and it looks like a brilliant start coming in from Tony, who launches his way through, but it hasn't got the run as Mossad got the best launch off the line. Xander getting a little bit falling back as he tries and get a little bit more grip. Minnow up into second. Tony all over the back of them, pushing as hard as he can as the field come ramping through. Each pushing a little bit harder this time round. But Vessel, with clean air, can start making his way up through the field. Jonathan Fisser trying to pick up the pace and make his way from the back. Xander just biding his time at the moment. And Minnow up on the inside of Vessel through turn 4 heading to 5. And there is Fisser, who's trying to claw his way back after having a bit of a problem in race 1. And he's got the run. But Tony Sasbo, once again, looks on the inside of Minnow. And how's this? You have got a straight 6, a V8, and you've got a VTEC Honda, 4-cylinder, hunting them down. You can't even match what these are. This is absolutely incredible. Tony trying to keep in the tow. Vessel hoping to get a bit of heat into the tyres, and that's where he can stretch the legs. However, for Minnow, who runs in second place at the moment, has got his mirrors absolutely full of Tony Sasbo chasing him down, all sitting in the pro class, leading out the field. Dane Brown holds on to first place of Class A a little bit further behind, but take a look at this as Vessel goes off to the dirt.
Oh no, turn 1 has claimed the leader of the race, Mostert, and he's going to have to go down into third. Yeah, recovered and back in third now. He's going to have to chase down Sabo as well as Minna, who will be kicking themselves at their stroke of luck. But there's nothing in between them and Mostert, so do not count Mostert out. In the meantime, Sabo is the first target that Mostert has in mind. Going up now, clearing turn 4, going into 5. It looks like Minna had a bit of a moment, but cleared at turn 4 and was able to get away from Sabo right behind him.
Well, it's going to be a hard chase now. Vessel's going to try and close up the distance. He's got to scrub those tyres. And just behind them, we've got Brown and Duvenacher having a go, and along with Fisser, who dives on the inside into 6. Can he get the pass done? Unfortunately not. That is Brown holding the line, making sure it's going to be him. Quinton Duvenacher hangs on onto the back with his Golf Mark 1, but it is going to be the Polo down the inside. See if he can get that launch side by side with the Ford at the moment, and it's a charge through. Fisser's got the drive. He's got the momentum, but the question is, Brown is going to make him work that little bit harder, and Duvenacher hangs on to the back with his Golf Mark 1. It's a highly modified Golf Mark 1, but it is absolutely giving it horns right now, and Fisser getting no room as into turn 2. He's got Brown on the inside.
Oh, Brown, beautiful defense going down inside. Fisser now attacking back on the inside of Brown. Brown defending out of 3. Now they're going to have to turn 4. See what happens there. Keep an eye close on Duvenacher, watching very closely and intently. Fisser down the inside of 4. You get an idea of that camber, the front wheels of that Polo, and it's Brown having to concede 4 now. Let's see if he's able to have an answer, but Duvenacher very, very speedy there out of the exit of 4. Late on the brakes, he'll want to keep Brown very close to him as he's watched and studied possibly his weaknesses in that battle with Fisser, but Fisser seems to have gotten the best of those two so far.
Dane Brown and Quinton Duvenacher, these two know each other far too well. They know the weaknesses and strengths of both cars. They usually pit quite close to one another and are more than happy to share a friendly conversation. But let's take a look at the replay here. This is into turn 2, where we saw Vessel outbrake himself, landed up in the dirt. Minnow gets the run, and so does Tony, but unfortunately he just couldn't get the exit right to help him out there, and that's where there's no replacement for displacement. The V8 claws its way past. Visser now gets the run into turn 2. He's happy days. He's opened up distance. And now Quinton looks in the mirror and sees Donovan Duvenacher going and making up the distance. Bit of family fighting coming in. And unfortunately for Brown, he knows he's in a difficult situation. He's got to stretch that gap as far as possible as they continue to go on. Vessel, who's in third place, set the fastest lap time of the race with a 1:0.85. And Quinton trying everything he can at the moment to catch up to Brown, who's just starting to leg it open a little bit more. Tony Sasbo dropping down to third place as Vessel moves up into second. Minot is going out to be the next car up the road with 4 laps when they come on by. Can Minot hold on to a victory here? This is crucial for him. He came out in 2024 with this car. It was a shock to the system for the likes of the Silver Cup 2.0. It has been a really, really great car that everyone has kept an eye on. Lots of hard work has been done behind the scenes to just improve it, and also as a driver improve. Now it's this make or break, both on YouTube and on Prime Media. He's going to have to give it everything he can here at the SAES if he wants to try and take the victory away from Vessel, who is one of the team captains of the Moscow brand. And honestly, the team have really been working hard with their cars and drivers, improving, making it better, going and ensuring that the BMWs and the BMW brand are going to be at the forefront. But will it be shaken by the backdraft just up the road?
Let's see how quickly that 3-second lap ago to 3 seconds. Let's see how transponder resets this time. Minot has to work hard. Oh, look how much closer Master is bearing down him. It's like 1.5 seconds surely at this point, with Sabo slightly adrift there on the final podium position as Master bearing down on Minot any moment now. Minot's got to make sure not to place the wheel wrong. In the meantime, we've got a bit of a battle there. I think that is Yolandi in a bit of a sandwich going out of turn 4. Let's have a look at who she's battling. She's
Lawrence Talliard in the Renault. Out of all, hey, if Mini and a Renault walk into a bar, well, we got them both out on circuit and both giving a great one. Yolandi, her second ever race in the Silver Cup 2.0, showing what she can do and getting chased down by Talliard in the Renault.
Battle there, and it looks like it's far from over, considering we have 3 more laps to go. That could be a lifetime. Anything could happen in between now and the checkered flag falling, and the man who looks to be in a great position to get the checkered flag, we don't know if he necessarily will, is Minot ahead of Mustard, who's very quickly bearing down on him for first place.
So much going on right now for the drivers, and take a look at this as Jan Minot hoping to hold on. Vessel Mossad trying to close the distance little by little. Time running out, 2 laps to go. Will it be BMW? Will it be a backdraft as they continue to fight on? This is a home ground for Vessel, and he does not want to lose out. His car's got lots more grip. It's got a lot of power. He has got a sequential gearbox and is going to push as hard as he can. Jan Minot has got an H-Pack. He has got a V8, no traction control, no ABS. He's got no advantages in electronic assistance in his car compared to Vessel, who has got one of the most sophisticated cars in Silver Cup 2.0, closer to what the GT3s are running here, and is showing what he can do. But 2 laps to go. Can he get the pass? He can be the fastest, but for Minot, he's going to get his elbows out. Big time, and loses it in 5, spins round and just comes back. It does holding on to the Tony coming on the inside, had to take evasive maneuvers there. And Vessel getting clearance, but a big moment for Minot. Please note, he kept his foot flat regardless.
Yeah. No lifting whatsoever. I bet you he could hear Yolandi, something an issue there with Yolandi. She was involved in the battle not too long ago with Talliard. But in the meantime, let's have a look at what happened at turn 5. There it is, lost right in the middle of it. Just kept it flat to get the car. Oh, look at that. Now, how's that first scene from Minot getting back on the circuit after losing it at 5? Sabo doing well to avoid that, but a bit of gravel coming onto the circuit there, so your competitors will want to be careful of that. But in the meantime, Mustard, thankful it looked inevitable for him to take first back. It was just a matter of time, but it came so close. And look how close Minot is to Sabo now. Sabo hasn't quite cleared him after taking that position in between. Oh, looks like Mustard lost it.
That's Mossad Senior that's lost it. and he's just ahead of his son, a little bit further behind. But take a look at Tony Sasbo holding back the likes of Minna, but it's down to the wire. Toliot trying to see if he can get past Mossad Senior. He looks for the inside, can't quite get that past, just as done. But here comes Vessel Mossad, looks for the dart, he gets the victory, but who is going to take second place? Is Tony going to be able to hold it down to the
Landy, she was involved in the battle not too long ago with Dalyard. But in the meantime, let's have a look at what happened at turn 5. There it is, lost right in the middle. It just kept it flat to get the car. Oh, look at that. Now, how's that first scene from Minna getting back on the circuit after losing it at 5? Sabo doing well to avoid that. But a bit of gravel coming onto the circuit there, so your competitors will want to be careful of that. But in the meantime, Mostert, thankful it looked inevitable for him to take first back. It was just a matter of time, but it came so close. And look how close Minna's is to Sabo now. Sabo hasn't quite cleared him after taking that position in between. Oh, looks like Mossad lost it.
That's Mossad Senior that's lost it, and he's just ahead of his son, a little bit further behind. But take a look at Tony Sasbo holding back the likes of Minna, but it's down to the wire. Toliot trying to see if he can get past Mossad Senior. He looks for the inside, can't quite get that past, just as done. But here comes Vessel Mossad, looks for the dart, he gets the victory, but who is going to take second place? Is Tony going to be able to hold it down to the line? We're looking back, and it is going to be Tony ahead of Minna, going for second and third. What a race, what a bit of drama. And Yolandi, unfortunately, a car breaking down. She drove that to the racetrack. That's going to be a long tow home, but well done. Vessel actually lifted to allow the race to continue on. So at the moment, the cars ahead of him are still racing for position, and that is going to be a hard push as Talia gets right in behind. He's trying everything possible to close the distance at the moment. Question is, can he get it done? Can he make it work out in his favor? But our leader, taking a gentle drive right now, is in a race. He's got to keep that in mind. Everyone behind him at the moment is still racing. They can't pull in. They have to cross the line.
One of those everyone's is his dad. So that's gonna be an interesting conversation. It's either gonna be a good job, son, or what were you doing? You interrupted my race. But let's see. The chicken flag hasn't quite fallen for those three competitors. Bearing down on turn 8 now. It is Mostert Senior. He looks to have the beating of. It was. I think that was Blignot. I was involved in quite a battle with him now, but it looks like he does take the chicken flag and has the beating of them. Well done to Mostert Senior, having finished their race. And wow, exciting from start to finish. Sad there for Yolandi, who just peeled into the left-hand side at the exit of turn 1, an issue there with her car, which, as you said, you drove to the circuit. So it tells you the versatility and ease of access and entry into the Silver Cup. I mean, non-stop action from start to finish. What an exciting race. But overall, there's Mostert, Vessel Mostert, who takes the win. Tony Sabo fought against Johan Minna, who had a bit of a moment and gave up third position at turn 3. And that is your front running, and that is your podium for Silver Cup.
Esme Winton fought Esme Druvenacher, going and fighting it out. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to pass Philip Mostert Senior, but still put up a solid fight nonetheless. And it's now just waving to the crowd, waving to the marshals for all the hard work. A bit of clean-up work in turn 5, and I think you said a little bit of dirt. I think what happened with Minna is he started just digging. They're expanding the circuit now. He's just gone and created it. He left a couple of 11s as well up on turn 5. So great work by our drivers. Tony Sasbo going and showing that VTEC is not dead and can fight it out with best. But there is a lot of dirt up there, and they got yet our next Silver Cup racing to go out on the circuit. But well done to Vessel. I've got to point out, this BMW, seriously impressive. When something goes wrong, he's able to pull it back from the brink and go chasing after. It's why it's one of the quickest of the BMWs lurking around, and races in not only Silver Cup, but it races in a couple of categories as well. It's been built so well, and it's getting to show off that it's got the power to do it, and it's taking on cars that are a bit closer to your road going ones as a more of a, well, closer to what a race car should be built as. So I love the versatility. I love how the cars come from different backgrounds, how much work goes into them, and it doesn't matter on the budget, there's still plenty of great racing. But that was just our first group. We got a second group that's going to be going out, if you're not sick and tired of that, but there's still plenty of action to come for anyone that is out there in the virtual grandstands on Prime Media and on YouTube. If you are close to Centurion, Zwartkops Raceway, you definitely want to be here and enjoy the racing. I mean, Prince, take us through what's more to come.
Yep, we're looking at Silver Cup Group 2. That race that just came and went certainly wasn't the appetizer. Definitely a hearty meal. Another hearty meal is on your way for you with Silver Cup Group 2. Then we go on to race 3. We start things off again with MRSSA Group 2 starting things off, have a bit of a break, and then it's GT Cup and Sporting GT in their race 3. MRSSA Nationals has their race 3. Of course, earlier on in the day, they were back-to-back with Group 2, so we split them slightly. And then we go on to the likes of Silver Cup to wrap things up for the day, for their final say on things. Back-to-back, we have them as Group 1 and 2. And by 1 o'clock, we're going to have all of those proceedings done and dusted. And then it's the big one, the main event going on to start. Flag down, lights off at roundabout 2:25. We're going to have our formation lap, so by 2:27 we should have things underway for the 4 hours of Zwartkops.
That being said, some great racing. Unfortunately, we do have a retirement for our B class. We got Jared Obmeyer. We saw him unfortunately pulling off, and that is because it lost oil pressure and landed up running the bearings on the camshaft. So you get that beautiful metallic sound that just sounds like 1,000 Rand, 2,000 Rand, 3,000 Rand until you turn it off. So unfortunately, he's out of the running for the second and third heat of today. But Zwartkops, 2.4 kilometers of absolute fun. A short circuit. Looks simple, but incredibly hard, and has been catching some of the best drivers out as they've been going. So this is going to be an exciting one. Qualifying for our 4 hour has been done already. They had all 3 heats, so go and get 3 drivers out, or 2 drivers, get their times together, combine the times, divide it by the amount of drivers, you get an aggregated time. But take a look, there is our marshals doing a lot of work, and also Silver Cup fans and plenty more of our fans going and enjoying, and that is overlooking turn 8. So they're able to see all the diving